Hi, I'm Karolyn Vreeland Blume, and I thought you might like to know a little bit more about me before you start working with Parallax Living. I was born in New York City, in Manhattan, in Washington Square, actually, 2 blocks from the Washington Square Park, where the beatniks hung out. When I was there, I was constantly looking for other things to do because life at home was not as good as some of my friends had it, or as I thought some of my friends had it. I lived in an alcoholic family. My father was a perfectionist alcoholic. I was the oldest of 4, so I was the responsible one, the one who had to set an example. There wasn't much praise in my family. There was no positive reinforcement. It was all negative. It was, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, all negative thoughts. And when you hear those long enough, and for a long enough time, and from people who are your parents, my goodness, they're supposed to know everything, then you start to believe it. And that's where I got into trouble. I started believing my thoughts. And so when I thought, you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, I started to believe that, and I'd think that I wasn't good enough and I wasn't smart enough. And it wasn't that it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, it was much more than that. It was a really deep, to my core being, sense of unworthiness. But what could I do? I didn't know how to fix this. I had done everything that I could think of through trial and error, and nothing had worked. In fact, much of it had only compounded the problem and made it worse. On the outside, I seemed like I had a great life. I had a lot of friends. I had fun times. I was active in sports. I did all kinds of things. Loved music and the theater. Had generally a good time. And I was living the American dream. I went to college. I graduated from law school. I got a good job. I got married. I had a child. We moved to the suburbs. We had 2 cars, 2 cats. It was what outsiders would say was the perfect life. But I was miserable. I was so miserable inside that I just couldn't stand it. So what could I do? Well, asking for help was out of the question, because asking for help is a sign of weakness. You have to be self-sufficient. You have to be able to handle yourself. You can't ask for help, because that just shows that you're weak. Now I know that that is absolute crap, but when you're a kid and that's what you're told, that's what you believe. And I started believing my thoughts. And my thoughts were erroneous, but I didn't know that. I had no way of knowing that. And secondarily, not only was it a sign of weakness, but even if I had gotten over that hurdle, I wouldn't have known who to ask. I wouldn't have known who to go to. And I was a smart person. This has nothing to do with being unworldly or uneducated. I was a smart person, and I still had no idea how or who to help me. So through this experience, I learned a lot. Most of it, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for you, was through trial and error. I made a ton of mistakes. I made so many mistakes. I went down so many roads that I thought, this would work, and it was a dead end. Or it was a blind alley, or some other disaster befell the pursuit. But I kept at it because I knew there was something missing from my life. I knew that I had a bigger purpose to serve in this world. I knew that I had the ability to help people, and that's what I wanted to do. Now I know how to help people, how to serve them, how to help them create their best lives, how to help them get out of their own way. And so often I was in my own way. I just couldn't see the way out. And now I'm here to help you see your way out. Because after all, what do you think about? What do you tell yourself when nobody's listening? What is the internal dialogue that goes on? Is it, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not healthy enough? Is it something like that? Or is it, boy, today is a great day, you've got new opportunities, let's see what we can go and learn and do and grow today? Those are the kinds of questions that we help you address. Those are the kinds of questions that we help you realize are your best life and your true calling. If you have a problem, you need to resolve it. Or you can do as I did for so many years and just wallow in it, ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist. But I'm telling you, that is a stinking way to live. That is not good. So what we can help you do at Parallax Living is figure out exactly what it is that you want and how to get it. And how to not have negative self-talk. And how to not believe what people have told you and what you tell yourself. And go out and serve the world. Serve other people, serve yourself. So if you want to live a better life, if you want to be freer from confines of your negative self-talk, if you want to be a human being instead of a human doing, if you want to just allow yourself to be rather than having to do all the time, then fill out the Get Started form on the website and make a Get Acquainted call with us. And we can talk about how we can help you. You can also contact us through email at info@parallaxliving.com. And in the meantime, go to the top of the page and sign up for our free audio CD and e-zine. And as always, we respect your privacy and will never sell your contact information. In the meantime, be well, be happy, and take care of yourself because you're the only one who can. Thanks.